Andrew Townsend asks, top 10 albums of 2018. I am always behind the times when it comes down to new records, and I usually don't catch up until about a year later. So I have some albums that I really like that are from 2017 that I was listening to a lot this year, but really nothing from 2018. I really like this band, Waxahachie. That was probably my favorite record from 2017. I like the band called Slow Dive. I really like Julian Baker. Maybe my favorite song from 2017 was Appointments. I kind of like the new XX record, which I didn't think I would. Something called Hooray for the Riff Raff I was listening to a lot. The War on Drugs I like. A band I never heard of called Charlie Bliss. I like the Lana Del Rey record. Of course, I like the National record. Jens Lekman I liked a lot. I like the Kesha record too. But this is all from 2017. I will know more albums from 2018, and you can ask me about that in 2019. Steven Steinbacher asks, what are your thoughts on Velvet Goldmine? That is the old Todd Haynes film. And what queer cinema would you recommend outside of Call Me By Your Name? Velvet Goldmine, I think I liked when it first came out, and I rewatched it recently. And like all of Todd Haynes' movies, it kind of fell apart because it was just so academic. And I think that's kind of my distance from a lot of Todd Haynes movies, are that they seem to be more academic in nature, commenting on the nature of film, rather than being a fully fleshed out film. And I feel somewhat distanced from them. Queer cinema. Well, you know, what queer cinema would I recommend outside of Call Me By Your Name? Well, as I talked about in one of the last shows, Bohemian Rhapsody, it's not really a movie that I can fully recommend because I think so much of it is really so lame. But it does have this very interesting queer character at the center of it. And now that Bohemian Rhapsody has become the number one, the movie that's made the most money that's about a musician with like $500 million, I think that is something that, as I said on one of the last podcasts, has kind of gone unheralded. And I am wondering why that is. And maybe that's a good thing. Jason Letke asks, 2 or 3 novels you were impressed with this year. Well, I've had both those writers on. One was My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Otessa Moshfegh, and the other was The Mars Room by Rachel Kushner. I also liked a book that's from the previous year called The Sport of Kings by C.E. Jones, I want to think her name is. And that's an epic story about horse racing that I was really surprised I liked. I also liked Emma Cline's The Girls, which is a novel that also came out in 2016, I think it came out in 2016. Maybe it was 2017. I think it was 2017. And which was about a young girl in the late 60s who falls in with a Charles Manson-like cult. Gabriel Jones asks, what was a favorite cocktail you discovered this year? I automatically want to say gin and Ativan. I discovered that, and that pretty much was maybe the only cocktail I took, sometimes not with the Ativan. Callum Hughes asks, do you have to cue in guests when they can reply to one of your more wordier questions? Do they ever accidentally interrupt you mid-sentence? No, they don't, because I warn them in advance. I usually tell them, look, this is going to be a very wordy question, and just be prepared. You'll know when it's over, and then you can have your turn.